Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. This is Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jacks Comics, and I am joined by John Lamont and Larry Holder.
Nope.
Good evening.
Larry's going to be presenting pages from Final Chaos 2.
That's the plan.
That's pretty cool. Hold on. Let me go ahead and tweet out the link so we can at least have one person in the audience who's like giving us notes about stuff. We'll see what that one person thinks about Primal Chaos. So, all right, here I am. Boom. Share, tweet. Okay, there.
Well, I think technically tonight is only a holiday night for those of us who work in government.
Ah, okay.
Probably.
Because government closed offices are all closed tomorrow. I don't know of, but I think most everybody else has to work.
I have to work.
My father ran a business, and he would make it a point to make not only would tomorrow be a work day, but New Year's Day was also a work day.
Ah,
Yeah.
real
I
Scrooge,
used to
huh?
work at a place like that.
Well, he argued, and of course, who knows? But he argued like he didn't want people to abuse themselves too much the night before.
No, that makes sense.
He was kind of looking out for them. I don't know. Maybe his logic was self-serving. Who can tell? Who can tell? All right, but
I don't know.
Primal Chaos the second. Let's see. Inside front cover, and hold on. I'm gonna let me share your script here, and you can take us through it. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, what's up with the art team? Have we heard from them?
No, you know as much as I do because we're both in the same chat.
All right. Now
I'm going to start hounding him this week.
Okay.
So,
all right.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And not just on Facebook, because some people don't check Facebook.
Oh, he's checking Facebook because I've been, checking his profile. So, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
He's just ignoring us, basically.
No. That's just not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. All right. Page 1. We have a front cover. That's awesome. I don't normally put that in my script, but
I know.
There it is. Otherwise, for me, the title and credits is the inside front cover.
I was actually curious about that. What you normally put on the inside front cover?
The credits, the title and credits. That's what I put. Yeah.
I would normally leave it open for ad space or extra artwork or something like that. But anyway, that's usually what I do with that space. But
yeah.
Yeah, and then the title and credit would be like the first page of when you like flip. So
right. I normally don't put this stuff in my comic scripts, but
no, I know. I do it for spacing more than anything because I want to know where the layout is and stuff like that.
Oh, I like that. Okay, very good. All right.
Yeah. But I put the little brackets there so you know where page 1 is. So.
Fair enough. I just think it's a little complicated.
But see, that actually confuses me because is page 4 on the left side or the right side? Because I always think of the odd page. Page 1 is on the right side,
right?
And that would
be
on the left side.
It would be on the left side. Page 4
so your page 4 is technically page 2 because your titles and credits is page 1.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Now I get it. You're trying.
Okay. Yeah.
But you're trying to get away with the 10-page limit in the stream, and that's why you're doing this little, it's only page 1. But you could just say we're going to do pages 2 to 11 and still be in 10 pages. Because that sounds like what we're doing.
Sure. I mean, there's nothing written on those pages. So.
I do it this way. Hi, Skinny. I have good news for you, my friend. If you want, we can skip right to dessert. But all right, John, tell us about this evening's pages.
Oh, this evening's pages, I'm sorry, are PG-13.
Oh,
I'm bringing back. I'm bringing back Angel of Darkness, which the most adult thing in it will be zombie violence.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that's Angel. Oh, that's right. I get.
Yeah, no,
because a demon is an angel of darkness, so. I was thrown off by your title. My mind was like, "Oh, it's the more."
I have a thing for the supernatural, but tonight's pages are my actual comic.
Thumbs down.
So I am sorry, Skinny. Check in 3 weeks because it'll take tonight and 2 more weeks to go through Angel of Darkness, and then I will be back with some Demonatrix
Okay.
for episode 2. And for those of you that like your non-consensual hardcore, then I have a few scenes of that.
How else would you do it, right? I don't know.
I'm not really a fan of non-consensual, but we'll go into that later.
I mean,
yeah.
Look, it can always be consensual if the other person says yes. That's how I look at it.
No, that was the whole point. The janitor is not consensual, but
that's okay.
As I said, we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's like 4 weeks down the road.
All right, so here we are in our script. All right, Larry, I gotta say I'm a little disappointed here. Okay. All right, and I'm not even gonna say what you did wrong. I'm gonna let John say what you did wrong. What did he do wrong?
Is all of these character profiles written on the page?
You mean like?
I haven't even started reading yet. Let's see.
No.
It says character profile, but it's on the page, so that tells me it's on the page.
Here's my point. Yeah. I haven't started reading it either, but you hit me right out of the gate with one block of 3, 6, 7, 8 lines, and then we creep into a bit of a 9th line here as one solid block. No professional writer should ever do this.
Oh, yes, the wall of text.
The wall of text.
Yes.
You do not want a wall of text, particularly not as like the first thing your reader will encounter. Like, wall of text. It's bad.
My bad. I just copy and pasted it from the original script. So.
At first glance, I wasn't sure because this is all listed above panel 1. At first glance, I wasn't sure if this is more of an editorial note or if he intended it to be on the page.
Okay.
Which, again, if it's an editorial note, it really shouldn't be in the script. Yeah. Because we kind of really should know this.
I know now. I didn't have them in last time, and you told me to put them in there. So you got.
Well, yeah. I didn't say it.
No, you did. Yeah.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine. All right, if I told you to put them in, here we are. So,
okay.
You could have put in some carriage returns as well. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But see, this would have been one of those good things that you could put on the inside back cover. You can put your little editorial stuff on the inside back cover before you even get to your actual art pages.
Or, check it out. You can put this on the outside back cover.
Yes, that as well.
That way, the prospective buyer in our theoretical bookstore, granted, these are probably going to be sold over the internet, so you're not going to have to worry as much about the cover selling the book, including the back cover. But usually the back cover, the usual process of buying the book is the buyer's walking down the aisle, they see the cover, they grab it, and they flip it over, and they read on back what it's about. So if this is what it's about, you might consider back cover, maybe. I don't know.
And you can do a mock back cover that's basically your Kickstarter promo. There's no reason why technically, because as Preston said, this is what a potential buyer is going to read. So your back cover and whatever you put on the back cover is going to be part of your Kickstarter blurb.
Okay.
Yeah. Think of it that way.
All right, so Samael is a fallen angel and brother to Lucifer. He had a legion of angels. See, I didn't know he was bros. He had a legion of angels against, how many brothers does Lucifer have?
In this story?
Yeah.
I think there's 4.
Okay.
Altogether, yeah.
All right. So. Big family. I know.
Yeah.
He led a legion of angels against God in Lucifer's rebellion. During the battle, he lost his arm from just above the elbow down. Pieces of his shattered divine blade were embedded in that remaining arm, the parts of the chest. Oh, wait. Did I read that right?
Pieces.
Okay. Pieces of the
remaining arm and parts of the chest. Yeah.
And parts of the chest. Okay.
Yeah. So.
His wings were ripped off, and he was cast from heaven with the other traitors. See, boy, a carriage return would be really nice, right there, wouldn't it? Instead of landing in hell, Samael fell into a crack in reality and came in contact with chaos. Chaos deformed him further and infused his energy into him. All right. a little bit antecedent here, because I don't. Whenever it's chaos deformed him and infused his energy, I'm thinking that his applies to chaos. Although you could argue, no, chaos is gender neutral, and his must be applying to Samael. Still, I do pause and go, his is the chaos.
Yes, actually, I would be confused too. Chaos deformed him, meaning chaos deformed Samael further, and infused his, meaning chaos's energy into Samael.
Right.
That would be how I would read it. But
that's how I wrote
it can be confusing because.
Oh, so wait, you actually meant it that way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're personifying chaos as masculine,
male, yeah.
Which okay, fine, but
I think I should put its energy, but anyway. So, yeah.
Here's what I would probably do if I was going to keep him in the masculine, is I would change that last him to Samael. Right. Chaos deformed him further and infused his energy into Samael. Now we know exactly what chaos and him is in that reference.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the last part we don't know who's his energy into him, but if you add Samael to the last him, I think that will tell us exactly who it is. And then making him Ibris. So who becomes Ibris? Transforming chaos into Ibris or transforming Samael into Ibris? Yeah. And I would use his proper name there too, and maybe use, as I said, transferring or converting or whatever. You know, and then we specify exactly who him becomes Erebus, the weapon of darkness, and then we kind of know what it is.
All right, chaos deformed him further and making him Erebus, the weapon of darkness. He sent his new weapon to Earth to set his. And again, I assume you're meaning chaos here.
Right. So you just got to pick and choose. You don't want to always use their proper names, but when it gets a little confusing when you're using the same gendered pronoun twice in the same sentence, it's good to just pick and carefully pick which pronoun you're going to replace with the proper name, so we know exactly who is doing what. And we'll assume that the other gendered pronoun is the other person because we know we're talking about two people.
Right. Okay. All right. Farok Araya.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question about her. Where does she live?
Huh?
Isn't this the guy?
It's the guy.
He's the guy that he saved in the alley.
Okay. Yeah. Where does he live?
Where does he live? He lives in America.
Is he an American?
City?
He is, yes.
If he's American, then why are you telling me a second-generation Iranian?
Second-generation Iranian American. Living in what city? New York City? Living in New York City.
Boston, but yeah.
Boston. Living in Boston. Second-generation Iranian American living in Boston.
You just smoke meth to get powers. There we go.
Yeah, not through the eye. Yeah. Anyway.
Exactly. That's when you know that the DNA is really cooking off. So, and I will also tell you that Iranian is a nationality, not an ethnicity. So, really, what you should say is a second-generation Persian American or Persian Canadian or American, whichever you're writing in.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
I would agree with Preston on that because I knew when I lived in Los Angeles, one of my neighbors were Iranian or from Iran.
Yeah,
but they considered themselves Persian
unless they were citizens. So,
right. Yeah. They were they were Persian Americans.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Preston is right on that.
I guess I got my pronouns wrong there. Sorry. Yeah.
That's all right.
We got to make sure that we appease the social justice side of it.
I'm not even talking. Look,
it has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with using the proper term.
Like they'll just get pissed off with you.
Well, I mean, it's not in. It's just an artist. Yeah. Okay.
All I'm saying is a bunch of unhappy Persians. Yes. Go ahead, but I don't want to get those people too up in a tizzy because they can be very passionate and they
it's
can
true.
Right,
yeah. It's my boss is from Iran. So.
See, and he would love it if you would call him Persian, not Iranian. You would love that.
They're gonna send you. They're gonna send you a box of chest hair, man.
Yeah, there you go.
He's in his mid-20s and new to the streets. He wears a warm coat, bright red sneakers. Yeah, coat, bright red sneakers, jeans, and he appears. Yes, go ahead.
This is a character profile. Why do we care about what he's wearing?
That is a good question.
Character profile, you tell me about him as a person. I don't really give a shit what he's wearing. When he shows up in the scene, then you can tell me what he's wearing. But what he's wearing is not his character.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right.
So he's new to the street, and I remember he was getting beat up by some guys. So your character profile would be, well, maybe he's living on the street. Maybe he's poor. Maybe he's down on his luck. Those are character traits that you could tell us if you want to give us what you're kind of doing is a previously on, this is who this character is. So when he shows up today, we know who he is. So tell us what we know about him. Does he live on the street? Does he live in a rundown apartment? Give us that kind of an idea. And new to the street. So does that mean he's new to Boston, or he's recently homeless? Those are kind of. Yeah. So okay. So now we're getting somewhere. So now he's in his mid-20s. He lost his job due to an economic crisis and is recently living on the street, moving from homeless shelter to homeless shelter or something. That's a character profile. And then you can tell us that he neatly combed hair. Well, you could tell us that he tries to keep a professional appearance despite his circumstances, because it's going to help him move out of it. One of those you got to.
We've already spent 10 minutes on this script,
so no problem. But technically that is page 1.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. All right.
So
Larry, man, called him Farouk, man. That's wrestling. I could tell you that's Farouk from WWE, man.
There you go. Caption top left.
There you go.
Massachusetts. All right. View looking down onto the two characters from above. Sam. All right. I feel like
this takes place in the past, because 2020 is going to end in less than 24 hours.
Well, that's where it started. Yeah.
Look, don't worry about that.
Okay.
All right. But what I would say here is, what two characters? You haven't told us what two characters. Right? If I start here, panel 1, caption Boston. I mean, you're talking about the two characters up here? These two characters?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, that's weird. Because I thought this. All right, fair enough. Okay. I would still put them. All right. You're looking down on the two characters from above. Samuel still laid out on the floor of the sewer, where he collapsed. Farouk sits across from him, his arms folded in front of his legs, and he is resting his head on his knees, staring towards Samael. I feel like we need a carriage return, at least here, right? We should break the Farouk stuff out. I'm here to tell you, carriage returns make your writing better.
White space is what it's all about.
It's so the way you group thoughts. I know it seems like a little thing, but it's kind of a big thing. So, all right. Farouk, who wants to voice Farouk?
I'll do Farouk.
Go ahead.
Why are you still here, Farouk? He's talking to himself. Says this dude wakes up. What then? He probably paints the walls with you like he did with whatever those things were.
Why is Farouk talking to himself?
There's nobody else there.
Oh, okay. So he is literally talking to himself. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, literally talking to himself. It said
All
that.
right.
So.
But he refers to himself in the third person?
Yeah.
All right. See, when I talk to myself, I don't often talk to myself. But okay. All right, fair enough. Right.
I talk to myself all the time, but I don't talk to myself in the third person.
You're not like, damn it, John?
No. I'll just be, because I know I'm talking to myself. So I just say, damn it, you freaking retard. How stupid are you?
There you go.
Because I know I'm talking to myself. I don't have to name myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's going for that rock angle from wrestling where
Yeah.
you'll always say your name.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Yeah, of course.
Uh,
Yeah. View with Samael's body laying in the foreground as Farouk looks at him from the other side of the tunnel in the same position. I don't know what that means. What does that mean in the same position? Larry? All right, let's bring it up. View with Samael's body laying in the foreground as Farouk looks at him from the other side of the tunnel in the same. So you mean Farouk is also lying down?
No, he's in the same position as the last panel.
I think I figured this out.
Okay.
So panel 1 basically picks up where the last panel of the last page of the last issue ended. So there's a reference in panel 1 where it says, scroll up for a second, Preston.
Yeah.
So it says, Samuel is still laid out on the floor. So if I was writing this, I would say Samuel is still laid out on the floor of the sewer, not from where he collapsed, but from where we last saw him on issue 1, page blah, panel blah.
Right.
Then we continue. Then we can go to the next panel where we say, scroll down.
Yeah.
Scroll down to the next panel.
I gotta click Windows.
Then we would go view of Samuel's bottle laying in the foreground as seen in previous panel. Farouk looks at him from the other side of the tunnel.
All right.
That kind of an idea. Because we're kind of picking up, so you want to reference those panels because you want your art team to reference those previous panels because they're going to look at those panels and try to, say, okay, he's in this position, he's here, he's there, so this is how I'm going to reference it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you're trying to do. So just go ahead and say that's what you're doing. He's in the exact same position he was in this panel over here. And then your art team can look at that panel and say, I know exactly where he's at and do it.
Lunga? Lunga's going to have Isadora 2 coming out on Indiegogo. Eventually.
A couple weeks?
I don't know. And I realized I didn't know, and I didn't want to throw out a timeline as a guest because why am I giving his project a timeline? I'm not in charge of it. He'll have it done when he's having it done. I think maybe at some point.
The question is for Skinny, man. Does Skinny refer to himself as skinny or thin when he talks in the third person?
Yeah. When did Sam get a bottle? What's in the bottle? Piss? That's a good question. All right.
No bottle.
All right.
It's his body. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Early spring 2021. Okay. There we go.
Cool.
There we go. All right.
Ready for me?
There's a deeply serious expression on Farouk's face as he continues talking to himself.
He did save your life, though, and he had plenty of chances to chop me up, so this is so fucked up.
This is Skinny Foot. Third person is reserved for cool kids. All right, fair enough. Panel 3. Close up on Farouk's face as he looks down towards his legs and continues talking.
That's it. I have to decide. Shit or get off the pot. I can't sit in this sewer forever. I'll probably catch something and die anyway.
Panel 4. Wide shot facing Farouk's left. He's now standing. What do you mean? So we're looking at Farouk in profile. Kind of.
Yes.
Okay. All right. He's now standing, looking towards Samael, still laying down on the floor of the tunnel across from him. All right. I feel like the wording is a little awkward. But panel 5.
Probably.
Also, on Farouk's face from the front, his eyes are closed. His expression shows a nervous twitch on his mouth and nose.
I'm probably going to regret this.
Page 5, really 2, panel 1, wide shot facing left on Farouk. He is standing directly over Samael, looking down at him.
Here goes nothing.
Page 2, same viewpoint as the last panel, slightly zoomed in. Farouk has bent down towards Samael. He has reached out and started tapping Samael on his shoulder, and motion lands for tapping effect.
Hey, big guy, time to wake up. You lay in this grind much longer, you're going to be an infection or a tapeworm or something.
Close up on Samael's face, his eyes are still closed. Oh, right, and there's no line. Okay. Panel 4, close up on Samael's left shoulder area. Farouk has swung down harder, hitting part of his damaged left arm. Panel 5, same as panel 3. Samael's eyes have shot open. Page 3. Wide shot looking out from behind Samael. Samael has bolted upright. Farouk is seen falling backwards towards the wall behind him. Panel 2. Close up on Farouk's arm as he falls. Samael has reached out and grabbed his arm with his good right hand. All right, I'm going to give you the same admonishment I give virtually every writer that comes on here. Passive voice is not the best.
Okay.
So instead of Samael has reached, one, I like to, all right, so this is screenplay format, but I think it is also comic script format. Write in the present tense.
Yes.
So instead of Samael has reached, Samael reaches out and grabs his arm with
reaches out grabbing would be actually better because it's less words. The less words, the better. Samael reaches out grabbing his arm.
Okay. But reaching out grabbing an arm is a motion, right?
No.
So you're drawing.
It's an action.
No, you're drawing.
He's reaching out and grabbing his arm.
Yeah, so.
That's an action.
Yeah.
Well, the question is,
actually, technically,
what does the penciler draw is the question. Does the penciler draw his arm going towards it, or does he draw his arm connecting? And look, reading this line, I'm honestly not sure. Samuel, so
actually, that's a good point.
Reach out and grab his arm.
All right, well, hold here's
right,
the thing, though.
Because that's two actions.
Yeah.
Is he reaching out or is he grabbing? Because technically, this is one panel.
Right.
One frame. It's not 24 frames a second.
Exactly.
One frame. So did he grab his arm? Because if he grabbed his arm, then all we need to see is Samael grabs his arm.
Right, exactly. Okay. Yes, that should be the line. Samael grabs his arm with his good right hand. Panel 3, wide shot looking at the two from the left side. Samael's right hand. And what I like I like to use a little bit of screenplay format in my comic scripts. So I would go page 3 and I'd put it up here and make it a slug line and go wide shot from the left, and then call my angles and stuff. Samael's right hand has let go of Farouk's. It's just let's go. Farouk's arm, and still pointed towards him. Farouk stands over him, a bewildered look on his face. His right arm still outstretched, reaching down. Samael. It should resemble a horizontally inverted version of Creation of Adam painting from the Sistine Chapel. Reference image will be included. Farouk's blanket is still draped over Samael's left arm.
That needs some character turns, but it's a pretty...
Yeah, not bad.
You're good on the visual, but yeah.
Yeah, you like the block of text. You love it. Page 7, panel 1. You and...
clean it up a bit.
Yeah.
And Mulby.
Oh, yeah, come on.
In the Discord. Mulby, I'm sorry, man. I love you, but I can't read half of what you put in post in Discord because when I see blocks of text, I just scroll past. I just can't. I can't deal with blocks of text. I'm sorry.
Brother John, man, knowledge is not a sentence. It's a paragraph, my brother.
Yeah, that's right. Skinny has a note as opposed to his bad right hand.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Well, that all depends on how he's feeling that day, whether he's feeling right-handed or left-handed.
Exactly.
Well, he doesn't have a left
Sometimes you want something a little bit different, so you do it left-handed.
Well, yeah, because the character really you have two redundant words in there. Bad and right. He only has one hand. So you can just go reaches out with his hand. He's only got one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Point of view of Samael looking up at Farouk. Farouk stares down at Samael with nervous gaze and an awkward smile.
Well, I guess I owe you, friend. Not quite the same level of danger, but I am thankful you seem to be on my side.
Back to the same viewpoint as page 6, panel 3. Samael looks up at Farouk with a dazed and confused expression. Farouk still looks down at him awkwardly.
You are welcome.
There you go.
Well, who's reading?
Yeah, all right. Mulby, you're going to do Samael.
Yeah, Mulby, read Samael.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, it's weird you speak English now, right? Then again, what's normal now? At least we can introduce each other, right? I'm Farouk Arya. I heard you say your name was Airbus Mule or something during the fight?
Close up on Samuel, the same distant daze on his face as he recalls his name from memory.
Samael, also Erebus.
Oh, I love the sound
That's
of
the
that.
voice, yeah.
Yes, that is so perfect.
Page 4. Close up on Farouk from the side looking down as he replies.
Okay, sure. Samael, we need to get the fuck out of here. Can you walk?
Page 8, actually 5, panel 1, back of the same viewpoint as page 6, actually 3, panel 3. Samuel looks up at Farouk with a more confident expression.
Yes.
Great. Just don't fall. I'm pretty sure I can't catch you.
Panel 2, similar view to last panel. Samuel is now standing behind Farouk, looking down at him. His massive frame towers over him. Farouk looks nervously up towards Samuel's face. Farouk.
Okay. If we follow this tunnel back the way I came, in it should lead us to the waterfront. Then I'm not sure what we're going to do with you. You aren't going to blend, that's for sure.
Page 3, close up on Samuel, head to torso. He has raised his left arm slightly, looking down at his massive appendage still wrapped in the brown blanket.
Missing.
No.
Oh,
No, it would appear not. My son.
Close up on Farouk as he gestures Samuel towards him with one hand while pointing down the tunnel with the other.
Well, let's figure it out as we go then. Come on.
Okay.
Page 6. Character profile Samuel Turner Thea, a female U.S. senator. She is middle-aged and wears casual business attire. She appears to be a normal human, but is actually a Titan. Thea, sent to ancient Earth by chaos. I don't like that note.
No, I don't like that either. Just surprise us with who she really is and introduce her by saying, here's this character, this is who she is, this is what she's wearing. Surprise us with her being a Titan when she actually does something Titan-worthy.
Yeah.
It was kind of the one of if you remember Demonatrix, even though I introduced the angels in the beginning, they didn't do anything angelic until the end. And in the entire time, I never once referenced them that. Because the whole idea was to leave that air of mystery. Who are these people?
Well,
and then all of a sudden, they're angels.
John, stop.
So mystery is good, is my point.
Stop.
All right.
We introduced her at the end of the last book. I never read that on the stream.
All I'm saying is...
Yeah, we know that she's not human already. So.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. This is a character profile. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. What I'm saying is it kind of doesn't feel like it needs to be there.
Okay.
That was my... And I didn't remember... And I'm sorry. I didn't remember her from the last...
No, because I never read that part on the stream.
Right.
So that was the ending of the...
What I'm going to say is if you're going to put in character profiles, they should all be together in one big section at the start of your script.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Yes. I agree with that.
Put them in a separate document like I usually do.
Otherwise, or separate document. Otherwise, it's fine to, put in a cool description, but make it a cool description no matter character profile.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
As a barely literate Southern American, I don't like the name Farouk because I'd be too stupid to pronounce it correctly.
You're really gonna hate this part then.
All right. White is walking down a long, and again, not is walking. Senator Turner walks down a long hallway, the windowless metallic hallway, and she is followed. Again, we don't like the passive, so 3 aides follow her in business attire, each carrying a paper and file folders. Panel 2, close-up view from the front as she gestures to the aides to stop without turning forward.
Wait here. This won't take long.
Panel 3, close-up of Senator Turner's back as she stands before a massive metal door with high-tech looks with huge visible gears on each side. The door is beginning to open. Locking gears.
That is a C.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right. The locking gears.
Old man can't see an O from a C.
There we go. Now I made the letters real big for me. There we go. All right.
It works.
Locking gears are turning light from outside cranks through the opening.
I forgot a comma there.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
2 guards stand on each side of the door. They are wearing heavy combat exosuits with full helmets. Each has a large Gatling gun propped in one hand as they salute the senator with the other.
Again, lots of passive.
Page
2
4.
guards wearing
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. View from the other side of the door facing the senator as she enters the room. The doors are already closed behind her. Panel 5. Wide shot looking into the room from the senator's perspective. The room is pitch black, save a flat circular light hanging from the ceiling. The light is placed over a white round table. There are 12 chairs around the table. Seated in all but one chair are 11 figures, 5 women and 6 men. They are slightly removed from the light, so their features are obscured. Page 7, panel 1, wide shot looking towards Senator Turner. She sits in the empty seat at the table. Page 2, close up from above. Looking down at the table, the senator has placed her hand flat on the table. A purple glows outlines it. Panel 3, close up on the senator's face. Her eyes glow purple.
To business then, shall we? You all saw the report.
Oh my God, this massive wall. Okay.
I just skip it, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wide view looking over across the table from Senator Turner. A man leaned forward into the light and his hands folded in front of his face and his elbows on the table. His eyes are burning hot. Oh my God, his eyes burn hot to sound so much better.
Okay.
Yes,
Purple
it
energy.
does.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Senator. I've watched. It's several times. We all have.
Page 8. Look at the senator's face. A nervous look has washed over her as she continues to speak.
Somebody's going after Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Tell
Wait.
them, Gadget.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence, our reports conclude the entity that fell from the sky in Boston showed consistent energy patterns with our own. However, there's something else.
Close up on Gus's face, still with hands crossed over his mouth, his eyes narrow.
Yes, indeed. There was. What do you experts say about that?
Close up again on Senator Turner's face, she looks even more worried.
Based on the research provided to my experts, the second energy pattern matches the divinity factor.
There we go. Panel 5. See, I like it. My interest already went up.
All right, puckering up. Yeah.
Close up on Gus's face from the side.
Larry, here's a tissue. There's a little brown left on your nose.
Come on now.
On Gus's side face from the table. And still, and see, look, I'm running this completely the opposite of the way Ethan did. Ethan would be like, if you want to get to my audience, you have to suck up to me. I'm like, if you serve the audience, if you serve my audience, then of course you'll be here, right?
Ethan, you must kiss the ring behind the pizza parlor.
Yes.
I got the Divinity Factory script. Let's look at it, Close up on Gus's face from the side, hands still in the same position, still leaning on the table. His eyes are closed, and there's a hint of a nervous smile.
So either the big guy and dear grandfather have joined forces, or grandfather has done something unnatural and impossible.
Page 9, panel 1, close up as Gus slams his fists against the table. Panel 2, close up on Gus's face as he yells out to everyone in the room, a streak of anger washed across his face.
Sting sitting on our asses here isn't going to get any answers. That's for damn sure.
Panel 3, wide shot. Gus gestures his right arm upright, moving his hand in a motion to stand.
Jen Hands, you're up. Find this freak and bring him in.
Panel 4, character profile. Jen Fairgate, a young-looking woman who appears in her early 20s with an attractive figure and long reddish-brown hair. She wears a skin-tight leather catsuit with utility pouches and 2 gun holsters in her belt. She is an Interpol agent from Belgium. She is actually the Titan Mynemsini in reality. Yeah, I would. I'll wait. Character profiles. Close up on the left side of the table. Jen Fairgate stands up and leans into the light. Her eyes blazing purple. She has a sly smile.
Yes, boss. Yeah, boss. You got it, boss.
Yeah, boss. Yeah.
Character profile. Skip it. No more character
Yeah,
profile.
skip them.
Yeah. Close up on the right side of the table. Hans Wagner stands up and leans into the light. His eyes are blazing purple. Go ahead.
Usually they force Preston to read the female lines.
Yeah.
That's why I wisely grabbed the narrator.
Yes.
What a glorious time I'm going to have studying this creature.
He's German.
Finally, page 10. Here we are. Close up on Gus's face as he smiles smugly. His eyes closed. Is there any other way to smile? That's what I want.
Excellent, Senator. See these fine people get infinite access to your country's resources. I'm sure the three of you can find a 9-foot-tall monster wandering the streets of Boston.
You would think, right?
One would think. Yeah.
Close up on the senator as she replies back, her face expressing a bold seriousness.
You can count on me, sir. I know the stakes.
Excellent. And remember.
Close up on Gus Miller's open eyes, purple energy blazing out of them.
I have eyes everywhere, Gadget.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay.
That is cool, man. I like that. I mean, I like where it's going. And, you know, I like the introduction of all the characters and...
Right, here we go. I like to see...
Okay. Skinny, did you forget whose script this is? It's not mine.
Oh, there we
go. You gotta tell Skinny that the church is sponsoring this live stream.
He's got a point, you know. You see a guy walking at you naked, you're kind of like, the hell's going on?
Okay, so we that was a good ending. You know, we've got some people doing some things. So we have Senator Turner
setups
being kind of intimidated, I guess, a bit, bossed around it. I feel like by Gus. I'm not sure exactly what the subtext is, but it's interesting. And we have Farouk, you know, getting the show on the road with Samael.
Yeah. So,
I like
that's my first draft anyway.
John, go ahead.
Yeah, I like what you've got. I think it picks up well from where the first issue ended. One of my issues with the first issue was that I felt like, even though it was a good introduction, it didn't really tell me what the arcing plot of your series, count of issues, however many you plan on doing, 5, 10, whatever. Yeah. I didn't really feel like we kind of knew what the story arc was going to be. But here, right off the bat, you dump us into, and now I have a sense, this is the character, this is the story arc of what you're going to do over whatever number of issues you have planned. So I like that. And I like how you drop it in within the first 10 pages. So we kind of resolve everything that was left outstanding from issue 1. And then we drop into the story arc for what you have going forward. And I like that. And I think it's a good place to bring it in. And it kind of makes me, okay, now we've got some baddies. And now we want to know what's going to happen to them and what they want. And what do they want with the Erebus? We don't know. But we know they want something. So I think that's good. And I think you're bringing it in at just the right time.
Okay, cool.
Mulvey?
Oh, to me, man, the problem you have is a big risk is that start. You know, even though he's talking to himself, you want to have, you know, action happening. Maybe he's sweating, maybe he's slapping himself. You know, when something happens like that, you slap yourself, you know, what's going on? You know, that type of scenario. Because to me, you risk losing a reader if you don't have
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I want him sweating, slapping himself. Just saying.
Well, you know, you gotta have a little more.
Dear viewers, this is why I don't turn on a webcam.
Sorry.
The picture that I have chosen for my profile is me presenting the best view of myself as I like to view myself. and that is the view of myself that I present to you.
You
I'm
need,
sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Yeah, but that was
You
funny.
can certainly make it a little more, a little more colorful, like
Yeah,
a little Quentin Tarantino-esque.
Oh man.
to me, you risk because it's that writer thing where we know the character, but the
Yeah,
public
exactly.
don't. Damn, Skinny. He's a wild man.
Oh man.
He's a wild man.
Yeah.
Nah, to me, you just risk at the beginning. You want to have, some things happening to him, while he's talking to himself, like he's in stress. But other than that, man, the introduction of the remaining characters, you hit the nail right in the coffin, man. It starts strong. You want to know what's next, and that's solid, man. This was worth it. Months of Larry just sending me packages of maple syrup when I'm like, yo, man, where's the draft of the script?
Where's the damn script?
There's the script, Larry, and all I get is maple syrup
syrup.
mailed to my home.
There you go.
It was solid, man. I would just say, just the beginning, you want to just, add a little more to it, man.
Oh, shit. Somebody's talking shit on the Preston Knights in the Discord.
Oh, no.
By the way, everybody can join at the link down in the description. We can't let that stand. All right. So in terms of constructive notes, I did feel like, all right, this felt like issue 1. Like, if you hadn't told me this was issue 2, I would have thought this was issue 1. Because we're doing a lot of character introduction. We're doing a lot of, hi, my name's Farouk, and what's your name? I mean, like, we're going over names, and this is issue 2. I find that, okay, fine. But still, there's a lot of, I just feel like that scene could have a little more than essentially a guy standing over an unconscious dude until he wakes up, provides the needed exposition and plot hooks, and then the scene kind of ends, which is where I feel it is now.
Okay.
I mean, unless I missed something. So
no,
I would want to spice that one up a little bit.
Yeah. I kind of in agreeing with that, but I know it's a little late now. I do kind of feel like the introduction of the later characters that I said was good because now I see a story arc. I think would have fit better at the tail end of issue 1, but I know that's too late for that now.
Yes.
My yes, says your executive producer.
Let me put it this way. I'm not paying for that, but someone else.
I've kind of said pretty much everything that I wanted to say constructively as we were reading it through. I'll just reiterate that I think your character profiles don't need to be in the script. I think if you feel that they have to be there, they should be all together in one place, whether it's the inside front cover or on the back cover. You can kind of give us, you could also do like a little profile image of the character. I imagine that you'll want to, when you work with your art team, you'll tell them what the character looks like and they'll do little character design sketches, things of that nature. And that's kind of what those are for. I can kind of see that being used for that, but they don't need to be in your script. That should be a separate document. If you want to put them in your script with a little profile picture of what the character looks like, that's all fine and dandy, but that should all be together in one page. That's really the only thing that jumped out at me outside of the other things that I mentioned, the passive voice and your walls of text and all of that kind of stuff, which, that just comes with, writing a lot. You figure those things out as you go.
Yeah, fair enough. I can, revise it, no problem. Yeah. That's why we do this, right? So, yeah.
All right.
The other thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The only thing I was thinking is maybe switch it around to where we start with that other characters talking about him before we cut back to them picking up from issue 1. That might be more interesting when they turn on page 1 and all of a sudden, bam, we're in this new
Yeah.
world with these new characters. New to me because I don't remember these characters. So they're new characters that we're being introduced to, and they're talking about events that occurred in issue 1, and we'll remember issue 1. Then we can jump into, and I think we'll be more forgiving of some of that expositional dialogue when it's on page 6 and 7 and not on page 1, because page 1 you just drop the bombshell of here are these characters that are going to be hunting down our hero who we left bleeding out in a ditch in the end of the last issue. You know?
Itch.
Oh, that's solid. Started
A
off
sewer, ditch, alley, whatever.
Whatever.
started off with the violence.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Any other notes?
I'm saying, as an honorary Canadian man, I'm very proud that Larry's representing us the right way.
Okay. All right, John. Why don't you
Sir.
why don't you be the narrator on this one?
All right.
All right.
So this is the Belter Wars.
I'm thinking of calling it Lords of Iron, but we can call it
Narrate, John.
Wars. It's
But this is called the Belter Wars.
I,
This is
I
the
can't
Belter Wars,
call it-
page 1, panel 4 panels.
I can't call it the Expanse because that name's already taken. But yeah.
All right. Back to normal first. My
By the way, I don't really have like all of these characters are 100% borrowed from other works of mine. I haven't really put a lot of time or thought into the characters yet. I've been focused on like setting and plot, and then I figured
There's nothing wrong with that. I actually have. Well, actually, Angel of Darkness is a perfect example. The characters in Angel of Darkness do not exist specifically in that universe. They are. I have a handful of characters that I adapt and mold to multiple universes and different stories.
There you go.
So,
All right.
so it's actually it's not that necessarily a bad thing. If the character as presented here, I mean, unless you're just borrowing names because you like the name, that's all fine and dandy. But if the character actually is the same character from a previous story, then yeah, you can readapt that same character. And if the character with the same name and the same character traits and the same things, then we can kind of emotionally connect to them. And it's actually not a bad thing.
I said that,
What
man.
you're going for, I'm all for it. That's what I'm saying. All right.
I would say, man, I think we had to talk about that last stream. I said, dude, you can reuse your other characters like actors.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Guinevere, so why not reuse her in a whole new series like she's an actor? You know, you know what I mean? She'll never ask Preston for a raise.
So far, I mean, I do have a gender fluid character, but so far that's the only one. So far, like, you know, Lily's like,
Careful with those words. The SJWs will invade.
I'm hearing it. But
Page 1, panels.
Today I
panel
learned
1.
that thanks to William Savage today, I learned that Renfamous is a gamma female. So,
Hey.
okay, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God. All right, go ahead, John.
Panel 1. Planetoid Ceres hangs in space. Distant asteroids can be seen against a backdrop of beautiful stars. The mining coalition's modifications to the planetoid add to the appearance of a mechanized smelting facility that has been dug into the side of the planetoid. A circular landings ports lights guide ore carrying robotic mining drones into a landing shaft lined with lights that leads into the interior. Photo reference. Caption: Ceres smelting facility.
All right, Moby, you can be Cassius.
Shall be Cassius. We live in an iron age.
Panel 2. An ore-bearing mining drone follows a moving cylindrical airlock seal as the drone carries its payload down the lighted shaft.
This facility process the majority of all ore deposits taken from the belt.
Inside ore processing facility, the drone opens its cargo doors and uses compressed to dump its payload into the top of a large cylindrical tower.
Should be compressed air. Yeah.
A testament to the efficiency of our rational
Rotational.
Rotational.
my bad. Rotational gravity aided smelting tower.
Smelting.
Smelting, my bad.
In the interior of the tower. Wait, continued what? What is?
Oh.
Oh, panel 4. There. I'm sorry. Panel 4.
No.
In the interior of the.
Oh.
Yep. Not yet. In the interior of the tower, the aura glows red as it is subjected to high temperature stream.
Steam.
Orange glowing liquid steam. Orange glowing liquid metal begins to form into pools.
And its nuclear fusion.
Fission.
Fission. What? Oh yeah, fission. My bad. What is the furnace?
Furnace.
Oh my bad.
Or some people call it a furnace.
We here in the Americas, we call it a furnace.
No, that's like a rare. That's a word that shows up once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Not if you have a furnace in your basement.
That's also true. Furnace, man.
Page 2, panels 4. Panel 1. Molten metal pours out of the bottom of the tower into an industrial cauldron, which sits as one of many among many on a conveyor belt, bringing empty containers to the tower and taking cauldrons full of glowing liquid metal away.
Which renders the metal ignorant. We launch back to civilization.
Panel 2. A soldier stands watch on the surface. A soldier stands watch on the surface of Ceres, clad in FP-27 power armor.
As long as our...
Sorry, I was getting feedback and I was turning my volume down. The traditional armor of Earth-based forces, PF-27, vaguely resembles the Marcos power suits, see reference, which... Macross? Macross.
Yeah.
Macross power suits, which should mounted weapon pods carrying an autocannon which shoots depleted uranium slugs and a targeting system.
Right.
Which features mounted weapon pods.
There you go.
Photo reference.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't worry. Go ahead.
Cassius.
As long as our stellar warriors can keep the pirates at bay.
Page 3, interior briefing room. Lilia Danovich, who borrows her look from Lydia Lityak of the White Lily series, sits in her dress military uniform at a conference table as the after-action report continues. A man of North African lineage, Commanding Officer Cassius Braca, sits at the head of the table looking over files on a computer table in front of him.
It should be tablet. Yeah, sorry. By the way, Larry.
Yep.
What do you think of my character intros?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Aren't they so neat and pretty? They're 3 lines. They're very concise.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Lots of white space.
White space. Okay. I just
White
want you to
space
see.
is my friend.
The stuff I'm telling you, I do myself. So.
Larry, man, it's in a book.
Exactly.
Reading Rainbow.
Okay, go ahead.
An overhead screen off to the side sits frozen on a blurry picture of an enemy clad in BF-109 power armor, which appears quite menacing.
Yes, it is. There we go.
Looks man, which is why we're hoping you can fill in any gaps left by your suit cam. Tell me again, when did you first become aware of the enemy force?
Larry.
Yes. Commander Baranov relayed me 6 days prior that vessel was approaching.
Panel 4. Lilia sits in a briefing room surrounded by 11 fellow stellar warriors in flight suits. Baranov, the male captain of the squadron, lectures to them while pointing to the blip of an approaching ship on the tactical map overhead.
Of course, we intercept.
Page 3, panels 5. Panel 1. In their flight suits, Lilia and the squadron of stellar warriors carry their flight helmets and enter a military transport. Sergei, a good-looking young fellow combatant, walks with Lilia and Katya, who borrows her looks from the White Lily character.
Want some more into the bridge?
An Italian Russian.
That's Italian, not Russian.
His name is Sergio. What do you want?
Sergey.
No, it's not
Okay.
Sergio, it's Sergei. Sergei,
Hey,
once more into a breach.
Yeah,
No,
what the
you doubt me mom's a big ziti.
no. We hear from Mother Russia. We are
All
not
right,
Kaya.
Katya, I'll be Kaya. 12 armored men and women, all that stands between right and wrong here in the belt.
Panel 2. Surrounded by a large airlock that follows the ship, the military transport rides a rail line, taking it up the lighted tube from page 1 to panel 2. Panel 3. The transport flies from Cirrus into space. Panel 4. Lilia and the other warriors gather in a religious pre-battle ceremony administered by Katya, the warrior chaplain, who borrows her look from White Lilies, which you already said.
I realized when I put her here in panel 4, I needed to introduce her earlier, and I put her description there too. It's a little rough. I'm sorry about
That's okay.
Weird.
Who's Katya?
I'll read
that.
it.
We are humanity's pioneering. Let's see. We are humanity should be pioneers, setting foot in a new world. We are the servants of the Most Holy. We created humanity, who created humanity in its perfect image.
Panel 5. The warriors line up before Katya, who stands at the front of the line providing a holy sacrament. I would be curious what that is, unless you're...
I'm going to show you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to show you.
Page 4, panel 5. Panel 1. Katya dips her index finger into a bowl of red pigment made from flakes of rust. Panel 2. Katya anoints the forehead of Lilia, who stands at the front of Sergei in the line of 5 remaining warriors waiting to receive. Panel 3. Katya's finger traces a cross with a crescent moon on Lilia's forehead. Panel 4. Lilia locks her helmet in place on top of her flight suit. Lilia steps into FP-29 power armor.
So you saw the sacrament.
It's red dust in a shape of a cross and a crescent.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that not good
Okay.
enough? But look, if my holy sacrament's not good enough for you, you tell me what they should do.
No. I was a little thrown off by Holy Sacrament.
Look,
Personally, I would have just
Catholics
described what she did.
Catholics call that shit a sacrament.
They do, but I don't know if the Muslims do. And if you're going to bring in a crescent, then that implies that it's a amalgamation of Christianity and Islam. And
it does imply that. Yes, that's
So-
where I imply that Christianity and Islam have been essentially united under one faith.
yeah, which is inevitable anyway.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had a long conversation with my sister about that, but anyway, we won't go there. Page 5, panels 5. Panel 1. The power armor surrounds her. Around a wide visor featuring a heads-up display lowers to give further protection to the pilot's head. Panel 2. The warriors, all in power armor, gather around a large airlock, which opens like a paratrooper hatch, which is currently closed. Panel 3. The hatch opens as the first 2 warriors fly out. Panel 4. Sergei and Lilia look to each other in their power armor. Panel 5. They both fly out into space with the other warriors. Page 6, panels 5. Panel 1. On Lilia's heads-up display, a scanner shows her surrounded by 11 other friendlies, each grouped as a pair, hearing away from their transport.
Should be heading. Sorry, heading. Yeah.
The distant enemy ship is outlined in red. Is that a point of view shot?
Well, I mean, if it's her heads up, that should be a POV shot.
Okay, I would include that because my first vision of her would actually be from third person, so I would be seeing everything in reverse, which would be kind of confusing. Whereas if it was a point, and I'm seeing Lilia's face behind the visor, and the image is on the visor.
Right.
Whereas if it's a point of view, then I'm not actually seeing Lilia. I'm just seeing her point of view, and I see it through the visor.
You know what? I think I like it not as a point of view shot because I don't think that's too much information to convey. Just her and a bunch of friendlies all grouped 2 at a time.
Then you can do that. You can basically say we see her, we see the visor, and then on the visor, because to us, of course, everything would be reversed.
Right.
And then we can see all the friendlies, we can see all that. But our focus is going to be on Lilia's face and how she's seeing it, not on what she is seeing.
Right.
So it depends, I guess, on where you want the focus to be in that panel.
That's a good point. Who's voicing Lilia? Isn't that? Oh, Larry. Go ahead.
Oh, right. It's we beat the enemy to deployment.
Panel 2. Viewed in profile, the FW-200 transport carrying the enemy appears as sleek, black, and foreboding, with yellow trim and highlights. A trapdoor below the nose of the transport opens like a giant mouth to reveal enemy combatants wearing BF-109 armor.
Not that it will make any difference.
Panel 3. The enemy combatants launch themselves away from their transport out into space. Panel 4. Lilia and Sergei fly close together as they approach. Panel 5. On Lilia's HUD, multiple bogies appear, each with a targeting highlight.
You could try these a little more ladylike. Panel 7.
No.
Just squeeze your balls, Larry. It's not that bad. Page 7, panels 5. Panel 1. 2 over-the-shoulder autocannons appear from Lilia's rear-mounted weapon pods and train on a distant target. Panel 2 inset in 1. Her HUD locks on a single approaching target. Panel 3. Lilia opens fire with her cannons on the approaching enemy. Panel 4. The BF-109 takes evasive actions as bullets fly around it.
The enemy was faster, more agile than any I have faced.
Panel 5. Vantage close to enemy. The BF-109 continues to dance around the rounds. In distant space, 4 PF-29s open fire on it. As a side note, I would have made in distant space a carriage return just because it's a different line of it's a different layer in the distance.
Okay, fair enough.
Just my personal opinion, pointing it out while I'm thinking about it.
We couldn't touch any of them.
Page 8, panels 5. Lilia flies next to Sergei.
Moby.
I've returned, requesting a permission to fall back.
No, you forgot one. You were still in panel 1.
Yeah.
Captain Baranov, we've opened fire and got nothing.
Captain.
Panel 2. Baranov's face shows determination. Now, Mr. Italian Russian.
Requesting a permission to fall back.
Larry, you can be Baranov.
Negative, Sergei.
Panel 3. The reflection of a BF-109 draws closer on Baranov's visor. Baranov's reaction betrays his concern.
We are the only thing separating them from the base.
Panel 4. The BF-109 fires a single explosive frag missile towards Baranov.
We can't leave these people to...
Panel 5. The missile fragments into divergent shards of death racing toward Baranov.
Oh, wow.
Larry, doesn't that sound like a good sentence?
What's that?
That's the
missile fragments into divergent shards of death racing toward Baranov. Though, if I had divergent shards racing at the speed of death toward me, oh wow, would not be the words coming out of my mouth.
No, you know,
I'd be saying, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
First, I wrote that, but then I thought, wouldn't it be better? Because like sometimes your last words, you don't think, oh, no, my last word should be something different. So I thought I'm just going to give him a last word that is more of a reflexive, because to me that's even more significant, even more of a surprise. Like, oh wow,
it should have been. Now this
it should have been.
Racing. Yeah.
Now I don't remember. I'd have to reread White Lily to remember this character. I do remember Sergei as a character.
Yeah.
And if that fits with his character, like that kind of reflective and that kind of a thing, then but otherwise it just feels a little weird, but whatever. Page 9, panels 4. Panel 1. Darts of depleted uranium fly through Baranov's suit. Blood flies from one penetrates his visor and face.
That penetrates his visor and face. Sorry.
Panel 2. Sergei, wide-eyed with fear, orders the retreat. Wait, Sergei is not Baranov?
Attention all units. Captain is down. Fall back to transport.
Panel 3. Conference room on Ceres. Cassius studies Lilia carefully across the conference room table.
So, your wingman, warrior first class, Kalvanoski ordered the retreat.
I love your pronunciations, Larry.
Oh, sorry. He did. Others may have. We routed after
Routed.
the loss of Captain Baranov. Yeah. Oh, routed after the loss of Captain. Ah, gotcha.
He's Canadian. He doesn't know English.
Okay.
Panel 4. Lilia flies
Barely,
away
yeah.
from enemy with Sergei by her side.
And then the end follow quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Page 10. Panel 1. Splash page. Pieces of armor and technology mixed with freezing drop of steaming blood as Lilia turns in shock as Sergei riddled with bullets round not far from her.
I don't know who sent the attackers, but they were the best I've ever seen.
I
All right.
honestly have no idea what happened in that page.
Should be pieces of armor technology mixed with should be freezing drops of steaming blood. Lilia turns in shock as Sergei is riddled with bullets not far from her.
So she's not in space with the rest of them?
They are both in space. They are both in power suits, but Sergei is dead and Lilia is watching.
Gotcha.
I got confused.
He got shot, basically, and he's
All
being poetic.
But something exploded
Yeah.
and riddled somebody with pieces.
Nothing
No.
exploded. She got shot by, or he got shot by bullets.
Yes.
As opposed to a missile.
But
this was bullet action.
We have lost a comrade.
Right, but up in previously a missile exploded and sent fragments.
But that was a different character.
So two things were happening at the same time?
From multiple opponents, yes.
Two things can
Okay,
happen.
that's where I got confused. I'm sorry. I got confused.
Johnsky, they break Berlin Wall in space.
He went down like Mussolini. That's right. There we go. All right, that's the start of my new series.
Good start.
It's a good start. I like it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and I dig the high concept sci-fi stuff. So
yeah, it's cool.
I put a lot of time into the world building.
That's good.
Really, it sounds like you just ripped off The Expanse.
I mean,
no, not really.
Yeah,
not that I'm.
To a certain extent, I'm kind of bothered at that notion because really all The Expanses is a hard sci-fi set in the near future, and we're gonna let one title have a monopoly on a hard sci-fi set in the near future.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So there are two ways.
It's just that that's popular right now. Yeah. So when you do something, you're going to have to deal with the fact that people are going to be like, "Oh, this thing reminds me of this popular thing."
Yeah.
And
that happens with everything.
Even though both are grounded in a very plausible, realistic interpretation of what the future is going to be like.
Yeah, and Robotech, exactly.
Yeah, and Robotech.
Yeah.
So because both,
I had a discussion in the world building, and part of it was, all right, 50-foot robots. What do we think? And we ultimately decided we didn't need any 50-foot robots. So.
Well, you don't
Square
need
cube law.
50-foot.
It depends
robots,
on how realistic you want to go.
Right.
See, one of the nice things about the Expanse is kind of interesting in that it is kind of realistic because they don't have that faster than light travel that makes Star Wars and Star Trek that thing, because that's more fantasy than it is sci-fi.
Right.
Because as far as we know from a physics perspective, that will never happen. So if you want to write a futuristic space-bearing world without fast travel, without faster than light travel, then what you get is something like The Expanse. And you're kind of doing the same thing because you're trying to ground it in that reality, which is all good. But again, it's just one of those minor things you got to deal with it, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And
All right.
hey, I mean, look at what happened to 50. I mean, what was 50 Shades of Grey was like a knockoff of Twilight, and
Yeah.
that made buckos of money. So
Sci-fi
embrace
50
it.
Shades of Grey.
I'm fine with it. I'm totally
No.
fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Honestly,
can, and isn't that what they used to tell us, Preston, in our pitch classes when we were pitching screenplays, is to compare your screenplay to what's popular at the time.
Yeah. Yes.
And what you've got is perfect to that. And you've got something new and original
Mhm.
that's feels kind of similar, you know.
Yes, and thank you. I was just being scanning, but yeah, no, I know. It's I mean, to a certain extent, like I'm watching The Expanse now, and I'm like season 5. I mean, look, they got 5. There must be something there. So
Yeah,
must be
absolutely.
something. But I also think that
I mean, except for the only issue I have with The Expanse is that there's no sound in space.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem totally hung up. Like they're super realistic in all their sci-fi as much as they possibly can be, except for there being sound in space. But I think it's just probably the union that the sound engineers work for were probably like, yeah, no, we need something for our people to do.
I think it's just cinematically more appealing that way.
I kind of agree with you too, Larry.
Yeah.
I think the Firefly experiment of not doing sound in space, since Firefly was the only spacefaring show that ever did no sound in space.
Oh, that's not true. There are others, but they're not.
They didn't make the movie for the blind.
Yeah.
You know.
I
mean, the deaf.
Apparently, somebody's a huge fan of 50 Shades.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Anyway,
So positively, I like the direction you're going in with the harder sci-fi, with the a lot of world building in it and stuff like that. Because there's 2 ways you can do power armor stories. You can go all action and not really explain how anything works, or you can go the route of explaining how everything works. So I like both, but yeah.
Well, to me, it had a very, like you said, Robotech, but very early Gundam. Gundam in the 80s, where they had to be really careful in the spaceship and what they're using. It's not overpowering. To me, it feels like you're doing a documentary in space, and you're following these people in their daily lives fighting to survive in space. But I got a message from someone who read White Lily, and they said they feel that you robbed or stole the character from that series and put it in that book. From the White Lily series, and you're forcing and stealing those characters and putting in this new story.
Oh, I totally am. Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what he's doing.
But at the same time, I'm totally doing that. But I mean,
yes, I'm totally plagiarizing my own characters.
Exactly. I got permission from the creator, and it was cool, right?
In some twisted form of money laundering, he's going to sue himself, and I was like,
White Lily purists will gather around.
And he's going to represent himself in court, so he can pay himself the court fees.
So, any notes on? I'm thinking of slowing the pace down a little bit and spending more on the kind of day in the life, like pre-combat ritual, so we get to know everybody before they die horribly.
Yes.
Oh, you gonna need a section where they're mourning the death of their crew. The pain, them tears, and all that. Because if you go towards it's just action, death, you don't showcase the characters in pain or mourning the deaths. You gonna burn the fans out quick. You gonna need that moment of mourning.
Okay.
You got fans.
I would agree. I would agree with spending more time with the characters in the beginning, because when your action started and people started dying, as I mentioned when we were reading through, I got confused with who was what and where.
Right.
Yeah. So if you spending a little bit more time with clarifying who these characters are and their relationship to the other characters, I think would be helpful, so that I have a sense of who they are. Now, granted, when it's visual and on page, that might be clearer, but from reading the script, I got a little confused and I misconstrued one character from the other. And
I'm just saying,
So-
hey, general grudge. Cool.
Yes.
All right, fine.
I mean, I already suggested a scene you could add in there. No,
What's
I'm
that?
just
Tell
kidding.
me again.
What?
What?
The
Tell me
one,
again.
the one in the Discord there. You know, the 0G blowjob.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, just so John can read
that's
it.
right.
Anyway,
I forgot.
Yeah.
I was. Do we need boobs in space?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can take control of the physics and whatnot. So, yeah.
No, I know. I'm trying to decide. Like, should there be boobs in space?
I mean, it works. Sure.
I think. Yeah, I think I might want boobs in space.
Just ask Roger Corman. He knows all
Yeah.
about that. Yeah. So.
Oh wait, hello. I wanted to let you know that. Hold on. Wait. This just in.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to let you know that I filed our reply as well as our response to the motion to dismiss. Okay, fair enough. All right. I'll see it then. Okay.
What?
Have you seen underwater porn? It looks fantastic. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Zero gravity BJs are the best. Okay. Zero gravity tits are the best. Okay. Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Zero gravity. Okay. Then, all right. We're gonna have to sprinkle in some tits. Yeah. Maybe. Wait. There we go.
So is she going to be like? So if he
I
misses,
guess we now know how we're
now
going
she's
to
like swimming through 0Gs to try to collect. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
No, they're not in 0Gs. They're on a transport, which is using thrust towards the location.
You know what I think? You gotta check out when you get the chance. Look up some cutscenes from damn, what was that video game? I forget the Mass Effect.
Oh, Mass Effect.
Okay.
Mass Effect did have some pretty good use
cutscenes
in it. Yeah, so.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
You know.
It had some hard sci-fi, but it also had quite a bit of fantasy near the end of the series.
I'll narrate, man. You know, Preston, you could be the Rassic character. Who's also the Harrison character. John, you could be Miss Jenkins. And Larry, you could be everybody else.
All right. I am everyone else. Yeah.
All right.
I am outside of the box. Yeah.
All right. So, which one am I?
Oh, you're the Rassic character, and
I'll
zone you in on some others when they come. But full page, Rassic is aiming both guns at Lamar, who's in front of Rassic, leaning against a 20-foot fence while standing, his hands up in a junkyard. Behind Rassic is a big garage used to fix cars. Also, Lamar looks horrified, crying and pissing on himself.
And
Dead Space was excellent for that. Yeah.
And that's a computer game, right?
It's a game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a game. Mass Effect. You watch the cutscenes, it will get you in the mood. Yeah.
What should I do, Miss Jenkins?
Harrison is holding Miss Jenkins' suitcase. They're both walking towards her car, and Miss Jenkins is looking at Harrison with a smile while digging in her purse. Preston will be the.
Hold on. We got to slow down, and I got to say, look at you. Look at you. Panel 1, we got description, 4 lines. Panel 2, we got description, 3 lines. That, my friends, is amazing. Way to go, Molly.
Thank you, sir. You'll have to be Harrison. That's basically the Rassic character's real identity. You know.
Okay.
All right. Caption: 1 month and 10 days ago.
I can't believe this is the end of your junior year.
I'm a survivor.
A close-up of Miss Jenkins' hands pressing the unlock button on the car key. Sound effects, beep, beep. Miss Jenkins holding the steering wheel with one hand. Harrison is in the front passenger seat, nodding his head with headphones on.
I almost forgot we're going to be going grocery shopping. Then we'll pick up Lamar.
Press done.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. A close-up shot of a Puerto Rican named Carlos passing up a bag of white powder and to Lamar's hand, both standing beside a porch. You could be Carlos.
Sniff this, little honey, then let's ride. Question marks?
Carlos looks very high with bloodshot eyes while passing Lamar the lit joint. Also, they're both leaning on a white SUV. A close-up of Lamar's face. He looks high, bloodshot eyes, and he's exhaling.
Who's Lamar?
Oh, you could be Lamar. I mean, John,
Lamar.
Oh, my dude, what did you just do to you?
A shot showing Miss Jenkins' Honda Accord-like car in front of the white SUV on the road, awaiting the traffic light to turn green. Lamar, Carlos.
Man, I got somewhere to fucking be, and these slow motherfuckers is in the way.
By the way, I would either put Honda Accord if you want it to be a Honda Accord, or I would just put midsize sedan. I would put Honda Accord like car.
The fucking Honda Accord. Anyway.
Unless Honda Accord is paying you buttloads of money to have their car be in your comic, yeah, there's really no point.
There might be, yeah.
Carlos sounds
like, man.
Just remember, man, John, the lawsuits, you will pay them. The same shot as panel 4, but Lamar is where Miss Jenkins was with a joint in his mouth, and Carlos is reaching for something in the backseat.
I got something for those idiots in front, homie.
Yo, don't tell me you got road rage now. Oh, it's magic, you know.
Yo, just shut the fuck up and drive, B.
Description: Carlos is shooting the rear view mirror of Miss Jenkins' car with an AK-47 while hanging out of the SUV passenger window.
Die, you slow ass fucks.
Yo, why? Is something going pow?
Small panel close-up of the white SUV license plate and speed lines.
Look, people enjoy reading your dialogue.
The white SUV in front of the Honda Accord, and Carlos is now shooting at the front of the car, also speed lines. Miss Jenkins is turning the steering wheel to the left. Only her hands and the steering wheel can be seen.
Oh, Lord, save me.
Miss Jenkins' Honda Accord is heading towards a tree on the sidewalk. Shards of the car front view mirror are flying out of the panel and speed lines. The front of the Accord is colliding with the tree, and the hood of the car is on fire. A close-up of the back of Harrison's head, and there's are 3 bullet holes leaking with blood. Big panel. Miss Jenkins' head is leaning on the airbag on the steering wheel, and she is knocked out while Harrison's looking at Miss Jenkins with his left hand covering the back of her head as a lot of blood is coming from the back of Miss Jenkins' head, leaking from under Harrison's finger.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Who just got shot? Because based on the previous channel, I thought Harrison got shot.
Oh.
Yeah, he got shot. Might have messed up with some writing.
But how is who's leaking blood? How's Harrison trying to stop the blood leaking of Mrs. Jenkins' head if Harrison is the one who's got 3 holes in the back of his head and he's leaking?
Yeah, no, it's the Harrison character.
Both leaking, man. Look how
it's that kind of story. So everyone's leaking. Okay,
everyone's leaking.
bosses are running.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be blood everywhere.
I gotta take control of the moment. Oh, hold on, Miss Jenkins.
The car is engulfed in flames, but only the exterior of the car can be seen, along with the viewing public surrounding it. Some of the people are police officers. A close-up shot of Harrison's eyes. Harrison is holding Miss Jenkins around his arms with a hug as he dives out of the driver door horizontally, and the car is exploding from behind. Pieces are flying out of the panel. The people are running away. The panel, Jamar, Mark, James, and Lenny are watching a 50-inch TV in the living room. Also, Jamar's holding a TV remote. If y'all could just flip for this, man. You know,
I want
Miss
to be
Jenkins'
Jamar.
house.
caption Miss Jenkins' house. Yeah,
All right, I'll be Jamar. What is taking them so long with the food? I'm starving.
Stop your whining and change the freaking channel.
Perfect.
Everybody is standing in front of the TV, including Sandra, Kevin, and Myra, TV reporter.
A few blocks from us, a young man and his grandmother are in critical condition from a car accident. Some say it was more of a hit and run.
Miss Jenkins is being put in an ambulance by some paramedics while on a stretcher. Harrison is on a hospital bed looking at Kevin and John, who are sitting beside him, tearing up. Many moments later.
What's the lost hope look? I'm not dead.
We know, but we're not sure about Mrs. Jackson.
By the way, I feel like that should be a question mark, not a comma.
Oh, my bad.
What do you mean? We both, and again, question mark, not a comma. We both made it out before the car blew.
It can't be explained. Yeah, it can't be explained. Let's bring you to her.
Harrison is on a wheelchair. Standing behind her is John, who's pushing the wheelchair, and Kevin standing beside John, all of them staring at Miss Jenkins, who is on a respirator, with Jamar holding her hand, crying, surrounded by Havoc, James, Sandra, Lenny, James, Mark, and Myra. A close-up of Martin's hand knocking on the hospital door. Half page, Kevin is holding the door open. Martin is holding a notebook. Malcolm is looking at Harrison, who has his hand on Jamar's shoulder, who's crying and surrounded by all the others. All right.
Accept our apology for barging in, but we're here to ask Harrison a few questions, if you don't mind.
Harrison is sitting on the hospital bed from panel 3 on page 6, while Martin is sitting on the chair where Kevin was sitting and writing in a notebook, and Malcolm is standing and staring Harrison down.
As you can clearly see, we're both detectives, so let's skip the small talk. Tell me what happened during that car crash yesterday. Yeah, he sure talks like a detective.
We were driving towards the grocery store when some gunshots came from a white SUV behind us. Before we knew it, the SUV was in front of us, and I couldn't really identify who was shooting the AK-47. All I can tell you is the license plate number.
So, but he could tell it was an AK-47, but not who was shooting it.
Look,
Thank you for the info during such a moment, young brother. We'll keep in touch. Again, he sure sounds talking like a detective.
Martin and Malcolm are walking towards the door. Harrison is facing towards them with tears in his eyes.
Before you go, you make sure that when you find who's responsible, you make them pay with their fucking life.
Maybe not on the life part, but you can count on us to make sure he or she wish they were 6 feet under once we're through with them for sure, little brother.
Malcolm and Martin are looking up the license plate number on a computer. Martin is typing and Malcolm is drinking steaming hot coffee. They're in the police station. Also, Billy Clinton is running towards them.
How come I always got to do the paperwork?
Because you built like you do paperwork, and besides, you know me, partner. If it ain't about shooting, kicking ass, and clapping some fine cheeks, it ain't about me. Ya dig?
I know laziness is the way, you badge-having ass bum.
You lucky, or I would pour this hot ass coffee all over your.
I feel like there's a lot of ass talk.
I have no idea what the hell is going on.
Establishing shot. Billy's running and Malcolm's looking at him with a look of pure anger.
I get Moby. I gotta say, you're doing really good on your action lines. And you're
God.
like, the passive voice is kind of gone. It's shorter. Your writing has improved. I want to say pretty dramatically over the last 8 months. John, do you?
Yeah, some of it's better. Some of it's the same old
or
Moby.
not, or maybe it's okay.
Some of these paragraphs are better,
Okay.
and then there's one like just a little bit up there. You want to scroll up where like three things right there. 3 things happen in this same panel. Malcolm, they're looking at a suspicious license plate. Martin is typing, and Malcolm is drinking hot coffee, and then Billy Clinton is running toward them. 3 things are happening in one panel.
That's a good point.
That's classic Moby. All of the stuff is happening in one panel.
Could all be happening in one panel. Just saying.
Billy,
some of it's better, some of it's the same old Moby.
John has bullied me since I was 5 years old. Billy is jumping up and down with, my bad. A close-up of Malcolm throwing steaming hot coffee at the chest of Billy Clinton. Billy is jumping up and down with coffee all over his suit, steam flowing off of it. His skin is red. Also, he's, can't see. My bad.
He's stripping.
Yeah.
Also, he's trying to take off his shirt. Malcolm is pointing at him and laughing while Martin is getting water from the water machine.
There is a lot of actions going on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be Billy.
Billy.
Malcolm, you better pray that the burns paralyze me, or I'm going to beat the son of a bitch out of you.
You had it coming, thinking I forgot when you kicked me in the chest last week, you fucker.
We're even then. Martin, please hurry up with that water. I haven't felt a burn like this since I did Malcolm's mom raw. Ow!
Right.
Martin is
Malcolm
This is like the fraternity of detectives. They're all a bunch of frat bros.
Martin is throwing water from his cup at Billy, who's still steaming, and Malcolm is typing on the computer. A close-up shot of Billy, wetsuit and his shirt on the floor. Half page. Martin is looking at the computer screen. Malcolm is
Wait. Sorry. Wetsuit. So is he just wearing his pants? If his shirt's on the floor, where's his jacket? So he's topless?
Yep.
He's shirtless then.
He's shirtless, man.
So he doesn't have a wetsuit, he's got wet pants on.
Yeah.
Or he's wet. He's shirtless and wet, shirts on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
A little confusing there.
My bad on that part.
No, I'm just finding it out while I'm thinking of it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Martin is looking at the computer screen. Malcolm is sitting on the computer seat staring at the screen, and Billy is looking at the screen with no shirt or suit, with a burnt chest steaming. Also, his skin is still wet and red.
All right, you went ape shit on the passive voice on that one, but everything was passive. Mark is.
Yeah,
Malcolm
lots of is.
Billy is.
Is not your friend.
Also, his skin is. Didn't we shut that place down last year?
Not by the looks of it.
Time for some action.
A close-up of the image on the computer screen, which is a shot of a junkyard and speed lines. Chief Morales is yelling at Malcolm.
Chief Morales yells.
Yelling at his desk, pointing his middle finger at Malcolm, who's aiming a revolver at him. Martin is rubbing his head in disbelief. Billy is covering his chest, body steaming red, while looking at Chief. Also there in the office. And one more thing, the Chief is holding a CD. Behind him is a window.
All right.
So this takes place in the 90s.
Hey, man.
Can't let you fools have this freaking case.
Be the Chief, Preston, that way. You know.
Not because you're all incompetent asswipes who can't tell a tail from a finger, but since you failed to shut it freaking down the first time. Now get out of my office.
Do you mean?
Don't you mean Jake and Robert failed?
What? A close-up shot of the Chief's face, and he's sweating. Big panel. The Chief has his.
We're on page 11.
Oh, you're right. We are on page 11. Okay, we have completed 10 wonderful pages.
All right.
I have no idea what the hell just happened.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't know who these people are. I don't know why I should care. I'm sorry. I'm getting into constructives first.
Yeah. All right. It had some funny dialogue.
Yes.
I like that.
It had some interesting characters when I understood what they were doing or saying.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Larry. Positives. What do you got?
Yeah. Positives. The dialogue was pretty funny. We definitely got some good laughs out of that. I'll just do my constructives now. I got a little confused because there's a lot of characters named, but they don't actually do really anything in the scene. So other than just sort of being there, I don't know if they really need to be named characters unless they're speaking, right? So, you know what I mean?
No, well,
like the hospital scene, there were 10 characters.
Yeah, that was very confusing.
Yeah.
There's 12 people in this room, and only 2 of them are doing anything.
Hey, man, I was doing that's the family of the character.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand, but well, unless they get speaking roles, you could just say, family of 6 people,
I mean, unless these characters are specifically going to do things in future scenes or future issues.
There you go. Okay.
Then I can understand that you want to kind of place them all now. But I don't know if that's something that needs to be in the script because it kind of bogs down the script. It might just be better to say it's his family. And then when you're discussing that with your art team on the side, or put in a note that says artist's note, please, this is the family that'll be introduced in future episodes. They are these characters, blah, 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 blah. That's probably what I would do. That way it doesn't kind of bog down your scene, because just from reading the script, I don't know who these people are. And in this particular instance, and in this particular issue, that I don't really care about who these people are. But I can understand if in issue 2, when we introduce a character, it'd be kind of fun to be able to go back and see that person in issue 1 and be like, oh, yeah, that person was there. That makes sense. But that's more of a conversation between you and the artist, and really has nothing to do with us as a reader. Not at this point.
Skinny wishes to know, I'm not sure what's going on, but what the fuck happened to the guy who got shot?
Oh, the guy.
That was Grandma Jenkins that got shot.
Miss Jenkins got shot.
Mrs. Jackson or Jenkins.
Even though Arison had the holes in the back of his head and was bleeding.
They both got shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Arison apparently has plot armor, so he's going to be fine.
Man. Yeah. Fucking tank. Yeah, he's got metal plates in his head. Yeah.
It's good dialogue. You got to make it a bit more coherent, and you got to keep fighting that passive voice. In general, I would force yourself to try and not do the multiple actions per panel. To just imagine a picture, because that's what's going to be drawn. It's a still image, and in this still image, what does that penciler draw? And then describe it, not using the passive voice. Describe it boldly, reaching, fighting, shooting, jumping. Not is jumping, not is shooting. Stuff like that.
I understand that.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so I think that's most of what we got. Do we got any more scripts? Was that?
I had posted, but I can wait till next week. It's
No.
fine.
That's fine. Let's do yours.
Closing the year out strong, John.
Larry's putting some interesting lesbo Twilight porn in my Discord server.
What? I'm not putting anything in your Discord server.
No, I'm sorry. Melter. I'm going to say Melter.
Oh, Melter. Yes.
Melter,
well,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Link in the description. You can go check out the lesbo Twilight porn. Here we go.
I mean, that's what you want.
And apparently, our Discord now has an actual porn server. Thank you, Preston.
Look, I figured the big
and I was thinking about posting some not safe for work pages from Demonatrix because I started working on that, and I was wondering, I wonder what Preston's thought would be if I posted some of these pages in the comic artwork page. I'm like, yeah, but they're not specifically labeled not safe for work, and now Preston's uploading porn to the channel, so I'm like, okay, I guess he doesn't really care.
Have you known me that you thought I would care?
A whole server is not safe for work. So
apparently,
John, safe spaces.
Safe space. Yeah.
I guess.
Wanted you to know he enjoyed some of the dialogue.
My boy Skinny, man, that's my man.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this. We're all doing comic shit now. All right.
Yeah.
Page 1, the African Welt.
Can I see it?
Can we see it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Shit. No, look, my reading should be all that you need.
That's right.
Hey, if you want to read all the characters and everything, you are fine.
That's what we got to do, right?
Train tracks cut a curve down the middle of the page. That is right there. Look at how short, nice, so good. A 9-coach passenger steam locomotive, the moniker Cape to Cairo Railways. Caption: the British colony of Southern Rhodesia, 1939.
Oh my God.
Page 2, panels 4. Panel 1, Bulawayo train station. A late 19th, early 20th century train platform. The train has stopped. Passengers embark and disembark. People and families greet and bid farewell. The people are commoners, businessmen, and aristocrats. They're about 85% Black African and about 15% white European. Panel 2, lower left third, portrait. Colonel Charles Amos, white, salt and pepper hair, tall with distinguished features. He wears a British Army uniform, clean, crisp. Caption: Colonel Charles Amos. Panel 3, lower middle third, portrait. Major Demone Hansu, black, short-cut hair, tall, muscular, wears a British Army uniform, clean and crisp. Major Demone Hansu. Panel 4, lower. I see we have just said fuck dialogue entirely. Panel 4, lower right third, portrait. Second Lieutenant.
These are my character profiles. I'm
see
introducing my character with a profile, and I'm giving a caption so that the reader knows what their names are.
I noticed. Yeah. White, blonde hair pulled back into a ponytail, bright blue eyes. Her British uniform is also crisp and clean. They can't all be crisp and clean.
So they are proper English.
Aaron should be prim and proper. There we go.
No. Well, when we meet okay. There's a reason why I'm describing their uniforms that way.
I understand.
Okay.
Which we'll see in panel 3.
Page 3, panel 2. Amos shakes his hand with Captain Ojakowu. Captain Ojuko.
I believe it's on Joko.
Onjuko.
Yeah. He's back again.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is black, dressed in British Army's uniform, but his uniform is a bit faded.
Oh.
See, look. Well, we write other writers for this. I got to write you too. Why is
okay? Go ahead.
Is black? Instead it should be the partially faded uniform.
No. He is black. I believe, is what he's
Yes,
saying.
I'm saying.
She's going for black
But I'm
on
saying-
black crime.
That's
with a
right, yeah,
uniform.
man.
But I'm saying
No,
he used the
Go
passage
ahead,
where it
Preston.
is. There's a way to structure this sentence to
Yeah.
say his Captain Onjoku's faded uniform.
Wears a faded uniform, something like that.
Yeah, Captain
He's
Onjoku
black,
wears
dressed in a faded
black Onjoku,
British
yeah,
Army.
or no, instead put the description at the beginning.
Dressed in a faded British.
Or no, go. Well, you don't have a description other than black. You just really want us to know he's black. Okay, fine.
Well,
Captain
that was a
Onjoku-
comment mentioned
wait.
in previous
Captain
drafts
Onjoku.
where people were confused
Wait, no, I
as
got
to
it. Captain Onjoku, comma, who happens to be black.
Yeah.
Hey, sir, too much emphasis on the black.
Okay.
99% of the characters in this script are black because it takes
Okay.
place in freaking Africa.
Sir, they're Africans, sir.
I thought that would have been obvious, but people told me that it
There we
wasn't
go.
obvious. So
We're naming characters after actors also. Okay.
Uh,
I don't know which actors we're referring to,
who
but I did not write the story. So,
Yeah,
Captain
I was-
Amos, I am Captain Ojukwu. Welcome to Bulawayo.
well,
wait.
I was on
You know what? We
Jaguar.
should give that line to somebody else.
Yeah.
I was on Jaguar.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, Colonel Lamas, I am Captain Ojoku. Welcome to Babalui.
There we
Papa
go.
Louie. All right.
I thought it was Bulawayo,
Yeah.
but
Nah,
whatever.
Page 2.
Sir
Splash.
John, you don't challenge a black man. I name,
Oh,
places
let me
in
check
Africa,
my
sir.
privilege at the door. Thank you.
sir. Stop culturally appropriating my African ancestors.
Onjoku, Amos, Hanso, and Aaron stand in front of the train station, which sits towards the lower right of the page. The road in front of the train station leads towards the city center. The streets are busy with people moving about conducting business.
I have commissioned a jeep to drive us to the city entrance.
Center. It's
Center,
just
my bad.
the British way.
Yeah,
Because we're
It's the British way of saying downtown,
It's
at least
central.
according to Google or whoever I looked it up with.
No, you're
Okay.
right.
Should have used the African Google, Abalugu. You know?
They're a British colony, so I'm going under the impression that they're basically British, but
Okay.
English is a second language.
That's right.
This
That
double
would be a good
page, all right. Wow, this double page splash is intended to establish the entire Bulawayo city center. The main road cuts diagonally from the lower left to the upper right. Most buildings are on both sides of the road, blend African and European influences. A notable exception is the Anglican church. It rises from the other buildings towards the top center, likely leaning more into page 4. The road is a crowded marketplace. Marketplace with buyers and sellers trading crops, livestock, soaps, and all manners of items. Goods are transported by cart or animals. On the bottom left, Onjoku drives a Willis Jeep while pressing on the horn. The crowd is parting around the Jeep. Most people pay the Jeep no mind. Some of the crowd will stare at them. SFX for the Jeep. Beep, beep. Amos sits in the front beside Onjoku. Hansu and Aaron share the rear bench. A metal extension tray mounted on the Jeep's rear houses their luggage. Aaron is standing in the back of the Jeep, scanning the area. She has a huge smile on her face, and she enjoys the sights and sounds of the marketplace. At the end of the road is the only other building that stands out from the rest. It is a strong Anglican influence, is the mayor's house, a large 2-story mansion.
Yeah.
Man, 2-page splash, no dialogue. All right. All we had was beep, beep. Page 6, found 3. Though mansion foyer, from the point of view from upstairs, a young black woman, 19, whose shoulder-length black hair wears a simple brown dress. Her back to us stands in the shadows looking down into the foyer. In the foyer, a young servant girl presses her... presents Amos. See, I feel like I'm a little confused because you're using a screenwriting convention, but now we're in comics. So,
Sir,
Okay, so it's a point of view from upstairs, looking into the foyer from upstairs.
Okay.
So I mean, I could be wrong. As I said, I'm going. So my view is that we see the back of this young woman.
Right.
So it's kind of like maybe I should say it's over the shoulder of this woman, looking into the foyer. So I'm describing her because we can see her, and then in the foyer, what we're looking down into, we then see what's below.
Got it. A young servant girl presents Amos, Hansu, Aaron, and Njoko to Arthur Ridley White, dressed as a British aristocrat, even though he's thousands of miles away from England. Caption Arthur Ridley, Mayor of Bulawayo.
You want me to read that one?
Yeah, go ahead, Larry.
Okay. Good morning, sirs and ladies. Welcome. Would you inform Lady Ridley we have guests?
Page 2 ends at the master bedroom. The young woman from the previous panel stands topless, wearing only silk panties. I like where this is going. Her back to us, struggling to get into a 30s evening gown.
My lady?
And then we got Nikita.
Mulby, why don't you do Nikita?
Nikita.
Well, quickly help me get this on.
Nikita now faces us, medium view from waist up. The dress loose around her shoulders. The servant girl stands behind her, tying up the dress.
Our guests are proper English, and I must represent my husband to them well.
Yeah.
Page 7, 4 panels. Several servants lay out an elaborate feast across the table. Ridley, Amos, Hansu, Aaron, and Njoko stand before the chairs.
Please take a seat. We shall begin as soon as...
Page 2, Nikita stands in the doorway, beaming a smile. Her dress and makeup make her appear as a proper English woman.
Officers, may I present my wife, the Lady Ridley of Bulawayo. Whatever. Yeah,
Bulawayo.
Bulawayo, yes.
Bulawayo.
Yeah.
Bulawayo.
Yes.
I believe it's Bulawayo.
Yes. Quite, yes.
Good afternoon.
Panel 3, everyone is seated at the table. Ridley sits at the head. See, then this whole instead of everyone is sitting at the table, like I feel like you could kill that whole line and just go. Ridley sits at the head of the table with Nikita to his right. Right.
Okay.
Amos sits to Ridley's left. Hansu and Njoko sit. If you're going to tell us where everyone is sitting, there's no reason to tell us everyone is seated at the table.
Okay, I got you.
Panel 4, Aaron and Nikita. That's a lovely dress.
Thank you. My husband had it ordered all the way from London.
Page 8, 6 panels. Panel 1, Amos and Ridley.
Who's Amos?
I'll do that.
Okay.
How long has it been since you were last home?
Bulawayo is my home.
Panel 2, Ridley holds Nikita's hand, looks at her with a caring smile.
I have everything I want right here.
Panel 3, Senator Nikita raising her glass, others sitting around her.
To whom may the war end quickly, so we might all return soon.
Hear, hear.
Well, I'll be honest. You're very welcome.
You're very well spoken.
Well spoken.
Panel 4, Nikita smiling with her mouth, but her eyes remain focused and piercing.
The Anglicans hold English lessons twice a week, but perhaps it will take time spent in London to lose my accent.
And that should be 101 lose.
Oh.
Say again?
101 lose. Otherwise, it's loose.
Oh, okay.
Panel 5, Hanso deflective.
My family emigrated to England shortly after born. I don't know much outside of, I'm London. I didn't know.
Yeah, Hansu is very Londoner.
Oh, all right. I'll switch it.
He lost his accent.
Oh, I thought he was man. That name. All right, I got you. Your family. Where are they from? Well, a small farming village in North Africa. Sadly, the entire territory has been lost to the Italians, so it's been hard to keep in touch.
Let's get a little bit of shrimp on the bobby there, man.
Nikita.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Panel 6, Ridley and Amos.
Do you plan to stay long?
Our train departs at 10:00 tomorrow. We're due in Cairo in 2 weeks and have many stops.
For as long as you need, my home is your home.
Page 9, panels 4. Panel 1, back porch of Mayor Ridley's house. Ridley, Amos, Hanso, and Ajoko sit on the back porch. A servant presents a tea tray.
There was a time I wished to return to England, but that changed when I met Nikki?
Nikita.
Nikita?
Nikki.
Okay.
Oh,
Nikki. Okay,
my
Nikki.
bad.
All right. Sure.
Amos seems like she might enjoy London.
Really?
Oh.
She's
Oh,
a
that
country
would've-
girl.
That was there.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't read that.
She seems like she
Oh.
might enjoy London.
Okay. She's a country girl. All right. She's a country girl, though, through and through.
Through and through.
Panel 2, inside of barn. Nikita pets a horse as it stands in its box and holds some grain in her opposite hand to the horse's mouth. Aaron stands beside, watching.
Not a horse person.
Who is doing Aaron?
I think I've become too spoiled by the big city.
They are such majestic creatures. They have a strong life force. Very few creatures have stronger. Come on, he won't bite.
Panel 3, Nikita holds the reins on the horse, looking quixotically at Aaron as she pets the side of his head.
That should be quizzically. Did I spell it wrong?
Quizzically. Okay. Quizzically.
Quizzically.
You're right.
Quizzically, Espia Alidocious.
Not halitosis.
I'm
Go
more
on,
a
ladies.
grease monkey myself. Grease monkey. Oh, someone that likes engines.
Sounds dirty.
But it's the fun kind of dirty.
Second lieutenant?
It doesn't involve sex.
God.
No, PG-13, remember. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Oh,
At panel
I
4,
don't know.
Aaron walking towards the barn door, looking back at Nikita. Nikita stands by the horse. I guess it's time to gather the troops.
it was nice meeting you, Miss Rice.
Page 10, panels 4. Panel 1, master bedroom. Nikita stands topless. Oh, I like where this is going. Wearing only her silk panties, staring out the window. We see her back and her side profile from about the knees up. Oh, wow.
Only the knees.
Only the knees.
PG-13.
You get me so excited, and then you take it away in the last line of description. Panel 2, top right wide, Nikita's POV through the windows. The streets of the city center are mostly empty. Anjoko, Amos, Hanso, and Aaron are getting to the Jeep. Panel 3, under panel 2, right of panel 1. The servant girls stand in front of the closet. The dress Nikita wore in the previous page hangs behind her.
My lady, are you okay?
Would you excuse me? I can finish myself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Bottom half of the page, Necromancer's Shrine. Oh, yeah. A prayer rug sits in the center of this small room surrounded by lit candles, bones, a human spleen in a jar of liquid, feathers, petrified rodent limbs, and various herbs, roots, and leaves. There should be commas there. Nikita, wearing a simple brown dress, more traditional for a woman of her age, kneels on the prayer rug, holds up a child's skull in her cupped hands, her eyes rolled back in her head as she chants.
Ropa Rangu Nayamu Yama Yangu.
You don't have to read it if you don't.
I'm still black, people.
because it's a comic, I can't just fake it by saying she
exactly.
Nah, I
speaks in a
remember
foreign
Preston read
language.
this
I have
part.
to
and I was-
actually show it.
Nah, I remember Preston read this part, man. You can do it.
So that's the end of page 10.
That's the end of
Oh,
page
yeah.
10. Okay. Well, we end on a good note. We're doing some black magic. We're summoning some zombies and shit. Oh wait, here we go. You kind of sound like Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle. I'm not sure who that was.
Skinny, my boy.
Oh, jeez.
All right. We spent a fair amount of time with the officers kind of getting to know and having dinner and stuff. That was, I felt like maybe there could have been some more action there. But the 2-page spread, no dialogue, just showing the city, that's bold. Certainly, if you've got a talented art team, that could be a beautiful spread that could really add a lot, and that's cool. I like the way you described everything, and that kind of gives you the whole setting there.
It was kind of my way of doing a map of the city because
Right.
on like page 11 the zombies are going to appear,
Okay.
or page 12 rather, the zombies appear.
Yeah.
So and then everything kind of goes to hell.
Yes.
So I kind of I felt like that would be a good idea to give people a perspective of where people are in time by basically giving you a map. But I didn't want to just give you a map. I wanted to give you, this is what the whole town looks like.
Okay, so to be honest, this one was on the boring side, and I don't know about the 2-page spread right off the bat. All right, so, all right, well, look, I think you presented a good reason for having it there. You know, you're not making stories to make us happy. If it makes sense, then that's cool.
Skinny, my dear boy, I expected far better from you.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was just my thought behind doing the 2-page city spread.
Yeah, I didn't really find anything to invest in on the. All right, happens. All right, Larry, positives.
Well, okay, so I think if I recall correctly, in the original script, we didn't dwell too much on the characters,
right?
And that was a major complaint when we were, later on in the script.
It was a major complaint. Yes, it was.
Yeah. So I think expanding on that in the beginning is a good idea. So I don't really find it boring to set up characters and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Right.
I think he's doing a pretty good job doing that. So. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I understand where Skinny's coming from because he likes the big action comics. Yeah.
And that will happen very shortly. And I know this was one of Preston's things too, and he's not into the whole zombie trope format of the way a zombie story typically goes. But usually in a zombie story, you do typically start with the more mundane of introducing all the characters, because once the zombie thing starts, we need to kind of know who these characters are before the zombies apocalypse starts, so we can see more how they react. So I do understand that it is a little bit slow on the first 10 pages, but I would say see how you feel after the next 10 pages, and then if that kind of makes up, that's kind of what I'm hoping for, but we'll see what happens.
Skinny, man, I'm ashamed. We both went to private school, man. This is sophisticated reading right here, man.
How about you, Moby? What do you think?
Well, me, man, I loved it, man. It was it gave me a very, maybe I should cover my screen. It gave me a very Downtown Abbey feel to it. The first start of the few pages. And,
there
you go.
Well,
sorry,
and I mentioned this. I mentioned this the first time I presented it, that my goal was Downtown Abbey in Africa. That was exactly what the opening was supposed to kind of have that feel.
For me, man, it opened smooth. Yeah. For me, it opened nice. And to me, people don't get it. It gets predictable as soon as the book starts, a zombie's choking somebody. Then you're like, okay, I've seen this. To me, I like that. It's a calm, sophisticated intro. You see the city and all that stuff. To me, it's a very nice Downtown Abbey. To me, it's well structured. I don't really have much problems, man. It was smooth.
Hey, I got
You know
the
what I'm
Molby seal of approval.
Oh,
Nice.
There
yeah.
you go, man.
Good.
That's all
I
you
feel
need.
like I gotta give you that. John, I'm proud of you, son.
But that's also with it standing next to an LSD trip and 2 high action scripts. All right.
That is true. I'm sorry. I mean, we probably should have started with the more low key drama, serious script before we went into the high action at LSD trip. If we were ending with Demonatrix and lots of drug induced sex orgies, I can totally see that would totally fit better after the LSD trip. So I am very sorry that I did not provide your
John,
weekly
don't
dose
apologize for that. It was
porn
good.
induced scripts.
It was good, man. It was like it's like basically mine was basically liquor. Larry's was a very nice vodka, and John's was a wine. You know what I mean? Preston's was a sophisticated scotch or brandy.
There you go. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I've got all kind of cool ideas. All right, so do we have any more notes to give John?
Man, I would just say, man, as long as the pacing's that way, and because last time I think the problem was when it was the novel, the pacing was too slow. As long as that pacing is kept in that middle and there's purpose, because to me, what's gonna get people shocked is that scene where her eyes roll back, and that's basically I just raised the tempo of the script.
I mean, look, my question would be: do we still have the unhappy husband, unhappy wife? No. Oh, we totally did.
That's gone.
Because
if
we had that, you needed to show me that in that scene.
Yeah.
But we don't have
yeah.
that. Okay.
No, because you're absolutely right that if I gave her the ability to charm and mind control, it would totally alter everything that she does.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually just removed that from the story, and I decided to, because then your other question was, why does she stick around?
Right.
So by removing that, it does both things at once. It basically explains why she sticks around, and that is this guy actually did something nice for her, and she does actually care for him. It also adds it also adds to the emotional impact that you all said it was lacking.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that by changing up some of that, it'll fix that.
Cool.
Introducing zombies, you could have a crazy shot of the city during the outbreak.
He's saying the 2 splash page.
Instead of the 2-page spread being here's the normal city, the 2-page spread could introduce the city during the outbreak. Yeah. So instead of a before and after, just
that is an interesting thought. I will consider that.
Okay.
That's right, skinny man. He's a wise but skinny man.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, four scripts.
Yeah,
today.
4.
I think they weren't.
That's like the busiest this stream has been in a long time.
Yeah,
good stuff.
4 is good, and I feel like the stories are showing promise. The writers are showing promise. 2021 is going to be a good year. I feel like.
Right, man.
Long
live the Preston Knights.
Yeah. I'm gonna invoke my Canadian brother here, Rohan, and hail, brother, hail.
There we go.
Hail.
Somebody's gonna clip this scene.
I go on with War Campaign, and then the comics, and then the War Campaigners in my Discord are now expecting me to be like, and Pan's cool, right? Like, no, he's an asshole. No. But he won. He paid the government money.
Pan won that case. Oh, jeez.
Nah, man. They to me, man, that part, man. Somebody drives and stalks you, man. That dude has some problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a very lonely man right there, man.
Yeah.
He could have 3 hours to see Preston. He never met you, man.
As I said, he probably would have, been more, had more progress if he just stayed home and played with himself that day.
But sir, his left hand fell asleep.
That's right. I mean,
that's
he had to drive,
and as I told him, the whole thing now looks really because he was doing it for Ethan,
doing it for Ethan.
And now he doesn't even like Ethan. I'm like, so
You speak of Sir Caesar Froggington.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That to me, man, they talk about, where we on YouTube. So my things they keep talking about, they're not about eating fruit pies, but a man driving to see a man he's never met just to confront him. I don't know.
I know.
That's a sign that someone must have stuffed some Skittles up their ass when they were little.
All right, that's a radical interpretation, but yeah,
like my Canadian brother says, at least when we're gay, at least we act gay.
there you go. Well, this is only a fraction of the crazy stuff that goes on in my Discord. Link in the description.
As soon as Preston, what is it? They posted on the Twitter. What was it? How they say it in 1920s? 50 Shades of Gay Croaks.
There you go.
He put up. What was it? They said news. Testing. Preston's joining the war campaign. Get the news. Get the news script.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've officially endorsed war campaign. Doug Tenable is like a member.
Hot off the presses. Preston's doing the war campaign.
There we go.
Liam's right up there with you. You're like making plans with him. He's got a comic.
When Preston joined, Liam went.
Multi posted an interesting screenshot of when I joined. Like everybody's faces are looking over. They didn't seem happy to see me. I'm like,
Liam went. Man, I don't know. Well, to me, kept you calm, man.
I do my best.
Kept this calm, and to me, man, Liam was very focused, man. I saw the copy of the book. He didn't look like he was gonna snap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a little unhinged there. I was watching his facial expressions as the people were talking.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's gonna slam the band hammer down.
Which I recently rewatched that like less than a week ago. That movie holds up. It's good. Like their depictions of the future are still really good. And it's like 2 years old at this point. And Minority Report.
Yeah,
the one with Tom Cruise.
The one with Tom Cruise, yes.
Man, I never finished that movie. That's a movie where I just opened it and I see the ending. I guess must have watched it. I don't remember.
Okay.
But to me, man, it's been a good 2020, man. With all, it started rocky. Started positive. We got a contest and they're attacking the.
Oh man!
You think people gonna stop, man? We got a damn. We got an epidemic and people are still, you know what I mean? They're like, you're gonna die of COVID, and he's still Twitter, that they're still tweeting words of death. Parents dying around them still. Fucking crazy.
This is Minority Report. They're gonna cancel me preemptively.
I mean, oh geez, yes. I mean, that trademark. You're just gonna take. You're already like lining up the band key. You've got reports all written up.
I do.
YouTube is just, they're gonna get assaulted.
Oh man, he's got
content's going down. Everybody's content going down. It's like
And all you gonna see is first he attacked my damn mailbox, and now coming after my channel.
Doug's going.
That's what you need to be presenting pages on. I'm telling you, that is the hit. The SJW plot against Tug's mailbox.
Man, I'm still shocked by that one, man. What SJW would come all the way in the forest?
This is great because you can have the superhero detective team. It can be X-Files. It can be Mulder and Scully looking at everything. And one can be, well, clearly the SJW is just hate Doug. And somebody else can be like, duct tape moved 2 inches.
Like this damn umbrella, man. But I give it.
There have been reports of roaming blue hairs all through the county. It's like. People have seen them, God damn it! It's like they're just walking around, knocking over mailboxes.
Man, but there's a dude on War Campaign. He does a solid Tug, man. That man deserves. He deserves an award, man. He does. He does. I thought it was Tug.
Pan is both a stalker and a chalker. What can we say?
Oh, that was him.
Yeah,
was
that
it?
was bad.
Wow,
He
man,
does
that's wild.
he does a pretty good Ethan too, but he won't
Yeah.
do it anymore. Yeah.
You don't do it because he had to kiss the ring, man. You know, Ethan is offering a free trip behind a pizzeria where you'll learn.
Okay.
You'll
all right.
learn that the breadstick starts off hard, but
Everyone,
when it
everyone's
enters, it's
such a
soft.
weird stalker. Like, why are they always stalking me? It's like,
Oh, that all.
All right, I think that's enough writing for today.
Hey, man.
But,
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to keep going on all that stuff, I'll just bow out, and you guys can have fun.
all right.
Well,
Horse and feminist
yeah.
roam the hills of Tennessee, ready to strike. There we go.
All you see is a blue wave coming towards you. Like,
Lord John.
throwing cats at you.
That's going to be a good comic, I'm telling you. All right, everybody. I'll tune in next week. I will have more pages from, I'm going to call it Lords of Iron there.
It's a good title. Yeah.
That's better. Belts.
Yeah.
Too soft. Too
Oh,
soft.
okay, there we go. Too soft. Awesome. All right. So next
Lords
week,
of Iron sounds like a rock album. You know what I mean?
Next
A
week,
hardcore.
Yeah,
metal
Lord of
band.
Iron does sound like a
Metal band.
It's pretty cool.
Actually, that would be kind of funny if you end up writing your characters and they have a metal band that they play on the side, and the metal band name is Lords of Iron.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting to kind of tie it into.
Mm.
You could make your story about an interstellar rock band or interspace rock band.
It's a Norwegian alternative concept band. Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Matt!
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year's, people. Thank you all.
See y'all in 2021.
Thank you all for sticking with us, and we'll have a more peaceful 2021. You know, what I mean? We're gonna be wearing sandals and throwing a peace sign.
All right. Cool. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.